client's simply just going to attack in, and now we're cheating out a Queen Amidala. This is going to put 2 spy tokens into play exhausted. Now, one of my favorite plays in Han 2, especially with a board like this, is next turn to cheat out a Crucible. Then everybody gets +1/+1 experience.
Oh my gosh.
That is a nasty 1-2 punch, or I should say a 4-5 punch from the Han 2.
You know, it's funny you bring that up because no one has played that today when we've seen some of these Han green players, and that's such a great card to pair that pairs well with Han Solo.
Oh yeah, my Han 2 deck is more of a vehicle-oriented deck, doing a lot of the shenanigans that he's doing right now. And then that 4-drop Queen Amidala into that other one is just it. And then you get to flip Han on the same turn. So you can flip Han and then Crucible at the same time.
It's wild.
So,
it's wild.
Now, I will say this. The spy tokens, unless he is going to do something like that, are just going to be bait for the client to eat up. Oh, no. Overwhelming barrage. Now, this is curious that he... Oh, I guess he's trying to save the Gunray from dying to the Queen Amidala? Otherwise, why not client before you do this?
Right.
So, realistically, he should not kill one of these spy tokens if he can avoid it, but I don't think he can avoid it.
You know, you bring up a good point. Why would someone do... Like, why not do the client prior? I think one thing we want to mention is that now that we are in the top 8, it's been 7 hours. These players have been playing a long time. There haven't been any like food breaks or lengthy breaks. So we may see some of these higher end players, these players who've been doing well all day, make some, you know, avoidable mistakes.
Well, I don't necessarily think that was a mistake, but yes, totally can see that happening. Because of the way that he did this, he does leave a spy token alive. And now, since the client has a shield, he cannot be ran over by Queen Amidala, and Newt Gunray he doesn't want to run into because he's got grit. So that would just be a whole lot of damage coming back at him.
Yeah, definitely a lot there. You know, has the spy token. It's interesting. Like, this has already been such a great start for both players. And I think both of them have answered each other very well. If you've been watching the rest of the Swiss matches earlier, I don't think we saw kind of this level of play. But again, that's the differences when you're looking at the people who are making the top 8 to some of the people just kind of learning the deck and have been practicing a little bit to players who've been practicing almost every day in preparation for this event.
Right. So now the trick is that the Snoke has fully exhausted all their resources, and you have yet to see anything out of the Han Solo player. So he does not go for the heal. He just runs over the spy token here.
I mean, that's what you do, right? I mean, just run it over. It's such a good tool, but it's a good unit. But it's easy to swing into, and it's almost kind of what you're hoping your opponent swings into because they should just deal with it without too much repercussion.
He didn't put the bounty on it first. He just ran over it with the client.
Right.
So what I'm wondering if he's trying to hold Han hostage with this Newt Gunray here. Because Han can flip this turn, but then he just dies to the Newt Gunray instantaneously. And then that would give Newt Gunray more power from the grit for the next turn.
I tell you, grit is such a strong keyword. Definitely one of my favorites. Not something we've seen in other games before this, but you can definitely tell grit.
Boom.
Grit definitely raises the stakes. It really changes how a unit is played, and we've seen that a lot once Kira hit the field. Right, we really saw people to utilize that keyword more efficiently.
Okay, here comes an ECL of Poe. He is choosing to discard 2 cards, the Blue Leader and the Chewbacca. It gets rid of the shield off of the client, thus allowing him to run over the client with the ambush, and he was able to do 2 damage to the Newt Gunray, which would finish the Newt Gunray off at the end of the round once the Overwhelming Barrage falls off. That was huge.
Huge indeed, yeah. 15-4. Carson with very little damage on his base, but he has used his leader. He has used ECL. Everything else now is going to be played out of his hand. I'm sure there's going to be some fun little tricks using Han Solo's ability. But right now, Colin is, this is kind of where Colin's colors start to shine. This is where he starts playing some of those bigger cards, and we'll see if he can stabilize here.
Well, if you're Snoke, what are you hoping to have right here?
The ground units, I really want to deal with that Poe. I was hoping for maybe a little bit more spot removal at 6 resources.
I think we get a Vigilance here.
I would love to see a Vigilance.
Oh, no. He is just...
He's going to deploy and play some plot, maybe.
Yep.
Ooh.
Oh, he's doubling up on the Palpatine. So the way this works is the first one comes out, makes 2 spy tokens. Second one comes out, makes 2 spy tokens. And then one of them has to die.
And not only are they spy tokens, I believe they're sentinels this phase. So he has 4 spy tokens. That's 8 damage. 4 different units that Carson has to push through if he wants to damage this base this phase.
I only see 3. Oh. Should I go take him some spy tokens?
I think now they're dead.
What do you mean they're dead? What happened?
Well, one's dead. So
I got you.
You know, maybe Colin didn't plan on ever getting 4 tokens out at once.
So Snoke, notably, can't... Oh, look at that. There's that Crucible.
There's the Crucible.
Oh, it would have been so good. So Snoke, notably, can buff himself. Now, how did he do that? The spy token should have Sentinel. Hang on.
All right, Jinjo's going to make sure to inform the judge on the setup there. Want to make sure that the board state is clear. Again, thanks everyone for joining. A couple of issues with the start of this top 8 here in Portland, Oregon. But just a reminder, my name is D-Rod, and I'm joined by Ginger Joey of Hollow Table Games Network. And I am D-Rod of Unlimited Power, and we're excited to be here again today at Guardian Games for the Planetary Qualifier for Secrets of Power. Looks like Joey's making sure with the judge that the board state is updated properly before we move forward. Now, this is always exciting, and as we mentioned, you know, Carson is a Oregon local who's been climbing up the ranks. You've probably seen him on plenty of other feeds before, especially if you've been watching anything from Unlimited Power. But now everything is corrected, and we're going to go into turn 6, I believe, 7 resources each player.
So what it was is, I didn't see where the Snoke went. Snoke didn't go to the base. Snoke killed Poe.
Oh,
so it wasn't that he got through his Sentinel. He chose to attack into him.
Interesting. Well, I'm glad we got that knowledge, because that was obviously a little bit hard to follow.
So there was a little hiccup in that when the Palpatines came out, the call-in player did not put the cards from the top of their deck into their resource row.
Right.
To replace. So the first 2 cards that he drew, he had to go back and put them down and draw 2 new ones instead.
Oh, that is a big thing. You want to make sure you do that in the right order, or it can be punishable. Okay, yes, right. And 7 resources for Snoke, 6 resources for Han?
Yep, Han chose not to resource, which I don't think he needs to. Right now, he just needs to go as wide as possible to push this last bit of damage. So you got to wonder... what kind of healing is the Snoke going to be able to come up with to get past this deficit? Because a 5/5 Crucible on the board.
Oh, Wrecker coming out.
I have a feeling this is just going to kill Snoke. Oh, he's not going to choose to. He's not deleting the resource.
He's not removing a resource.
Oh.
And there it is. All he did was play a Wrecker and a Crucible, and both units...
Wait. Is this a mistake?
So he hits...
Oh, so he dealt a little bit of damage from the Overwhelming Barrage and finished off with the spy tokens.
Okay.
They just didn't put the damage onto the Wrecker after the fact.
Sometimes players move a little bit too fast. Rather than showing everything that's happening, they're talking about what's happening and agreeing to move forward.
And then the Overwhelming Barrage is going to fall off here. We had a Partagast come out. We have Chancellor out.
I really enjoy Partagast, but you want to see more officials exhausted.
Yep. Well, it's great when you got spy tokens, but... Oh, okay, so now we are timeling into play. We are running over the Palpatine, and we are blowing up to kill... Yep, there goes the Gungi out of the row to kill the Snoke at this point.
Wow.
So now you have 5 damage on base. You have a lethal threat that Snoke has to deal with at this very moment. And that's another good reason why Han 2 decks do... you should be running timelies in addition to the ECL. Don't rely on just the ECL.
Right.
Because sometimes the games go past that 6 resource turn.
Yeah, you want that option in your deck, and you know, there's so many times where you may find yourself needing to do ECL earlier than you want. So having that timely later for like cards like Wrecker is what you want to see. But I've been in playing situations where I'm like, I need to ECL turn 2 or turn 3 to deal with the situation before it gets out of control.
And then we get a Power of the Dark Side, followed by a Client and one of the Dark Troopers to finish things off with. Partagaz not attacking because, well, he has none.
Correct. Yeah, needs those exhausted, or needs those officials to do a little bit more work. 12 to 25, everything in Carson's favor, who again has had a lot of success playing similar styles of this deck, usually a lot of green, but not surprised to see him playing Han 2 today.
I was going to say, but now with the Client in play, we have to have a way to push this last little bit of damage. Because if we don't, you're going to see Colin slowly but steadily gain 5, gain 5, gain 5.
Yeah, and Carson's not playing, the same type of sub-bot removal. He has to fight through that shield.
I don't know if this is the correct play. So he's basically trying to say, hey, you can gain 5. I don't care. I'm going to go ahead and put enough units on the board that I can swing past you. Because this Queen Amidala is putting free bait for the Client in play.
Yeah, the Client can easily exhaust itself to put a bounty on one of these spies, and there we go. Easy 5 health and a removed unit with no real repercussions.
Now, Partagaz, does he say that they have to attack or just be exhausted?
I think they would have had to attack this turn, but I could be wrong.
It's hard to keep track of something like that. I believe it's just you have to have exhausted officials. I am consulting.
It could be exhausted, and the reason why Colin didn't use the Major previously is because
nobody attacked. Or nobody.
Well, maybe he just really wanted initiative.
Well, no, he only had the...
He had the Client out, which is an official, so just 2 damage.
Let's see here. Partagaz. It is. When another friendly official unit attacks, this unit gets +2/+2. So that is definitely something you have to kind of keep track of as you go along, which this being that the Client is the only official, unless he attacked, Partagaz has no attack power. Okay, here comes a Vader. I'm assuming this Vader is going to go right into that Keller and Beck, clean that up. It's going to be a trade, so now we're looking at, okay.
Well, he's not going to hit Padme.
Well, no.
That's just wrong. All right, we are not seeing...
Yep.
There it is, a new gun ray.
Gun ray. That's not a great pull from that. You really kind of wanted a Sentinel in that regard. So... Now, did he attack with the Client, or did he put a bounty on somebody?
Looks like he put a bounty on somebody.
And put a bounty on Keller and Beck, knowing that he was going to do that. Okay. You are, again, not able to deal right away with what's there, but that heal makes a wash for the Amidala swing that's going to happen. We are going to be able to put an experience on with Snoke, and that's going to go right onto Nuke Gunray. We're going to take out a Spy token. And again, Partagaz, no offensive power.
No offensive power, no. He needs, if he can time it right, you can put the counters on Partagaz.
Ooh.
And I think that's like, that'd be fun and clever. Yeah.
That's like some really clever timing.
Hey, I'll figure it out. I'm sure. Probably not until rotation, because I need a little bit more survivability.
No, I mean, you're talking, yeah, because you want to have different officials to attack with before that happens.
I mean, I've had some fun already with some of this official stuff, and like eventually ECLing the Major in after a bunch of officials. No, because he doesn't get it after the attack, but he does have that overwhelm, and so attacking with a lot of officials can really give you a strong benefit with the Major.
So, question. If Partagaz is not on the board to see the unit attack, does he know that they attacked and then can actually get the power?
I don't think he gets it.
Yeah?
No, I think he has to be on the board to see it because there's no trigger. So unless it's some weird static ability that says how many officials you had, but
well, it just says
it feels weird.
When another official unit attacks, this unit gets +2/+2.
Yeah, so I think it has to be able to see the unit in order to get the +2.
All right, I was going to say, otherwise you could sneak attack in a Partagaz for the party pooper.
It would feel like that with that overwhelm, that's for sure.
Yep. And there's going to be the trade. So now, what can Carson bring to the party that's going to help him get to that 20 damage before we start seeing Avengers and Snokes and Annihilators even? We're getting close to that benchmark here. Okay, so now we're going up to space. Good. Get away from that ground. We don't want any more of that ground. But we do have 8 resources, I believe, from Snoke.
Yeah, quite a bit. And there's a Krennic.
Krennic, who needs a shield. A gun.
Gunky's not bad because he can at least survive a few attacks.
Oh, there is a Sentinel. That Sentinel is so good.
Right? Yeah, it's a great
so
one-drop.
Good.
Great one-cost Imperial Official.
It's kind of weird, though, because we already kind of had that when you have... there's a pilot that does that. It costs 2 and it's blue, but it's a 1/2 Sentinel for 2. And you don't have to have more than anything else like that. It's just, here's a little weenie Sentinel. But nobody plays that card. But people are playing this card left and right.
I mean, I think maybe it just comes down to the cost, right? Because you do have to have an official to get the Sentinel.
Yeah, I also think it's because it is an official for party guys.
Yes, yeah. So you have some interesting benefits there, and there's some crazy Sentinel techniques or some crazy turns. So having that one drop is super helpful.
I think what's crazy about this deck so far to me is he hasn't really been using his leader ability very much at all.
No, not at all.
It's just like it's like a filler ability for him to get in when he can. But this is a great use of it. I mean, that one drop turns into a 3/3. It's a Battlefield Marine in this deck.
I think that's how a lot of these Snoke players really do this. It's not about trying to use Snoke's ability every turn, because there's just some better value, especially in your early turns, with what you can do with 2 drops, 3 drops, 4 drops. But now it's at that point, there's a certain turn in the match where you need to make sure you're using it, right?
Sure.
You see that benefit immediately with Paragraphs. You see it with the Sentinel unit. Good work for Colin.
Who did he just run into?
The Gungi?
Yeah.
It would have been...
Because I don't see damage back on another unit. So either... Oh, no. The Battlefield Marine died.
Yes.
How did the Battlefield Marine already have damage on it? No, he died to the Queen Amidala. There we go. That's what we were missing. I was like, hang on. So now we're just going to give a... Oh, we're going to the defense. Okay. I actually assumed he was going to give it to somebody else that could swing this turn.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised.
Oh, no,
but there's enough damage with three officials swinging.
No, Snoke has to give it to the highest powered unit, which happened to be that Sentinel at that point in time.
Yes,
so he's basically
villain unit.
Yeah, he's doing that as a dirtle. He wants to see what Han's going to do here.
Right.
Dirtle, for those that don't know, just means like you're biding your time. You're kind of like taking an action not to really commit to something, but to just like kind of sift around.
I wanted to think of something clever about the origin of dirtling, but it's been a long day, so I can't do that.
Every time I hear the word dirtle, I think of the Dana Carvey Master of Disguise. Turtle.
yeah, I can hear it. I can hear it.
All right, we only got 4 health left on base, and I think we are scooping and moving at this point in time because I see resources in hand for Carson.
Yeah, it looks like Colin's going to take game 1 with 6 health remaining. Good for him. Way to stabilize with Snoke. I won't say that I saw that coming.
Yeah, I mean, Client can be rough. I mean, if you can't get rid of it, its ability just to like turn every single one of your units into a health pot is kind of disgusting.
Yeah. No, Client definitely changed the game. Seeing it early in Shadows of the Galaxy set, I thought was super fun. Gave villain players a lot of interesting options. And, again, introducing the bounty mechanic so early, I felt like really showed us the potential this game can take.
Well, especially like in like a Bosk deck, where then Bosk gets to ping after you put the bounty on something, was also pretty gross.
I miss some Bosk.
He cycles out, doesn't he?
He cycles out, and it's just one of those leaders of like, I love the abilities, but stat-wise, I need a little bit more if I'm going to play them in other formats.
So I was talking to somebody earlier because they were asking me about my GI deck I ran today. And they're like, you flip on 5, right? I'm like, I wish. If GI actually flipped on 5, he'd be playable. And he's like, oh, yeah, well, you're like a 4/7. I'm like, no. I'm a 3/6.
Yeah.
And you look at leaders that we have now, like Sabe, right?
Yeah.
Sabe is also a 3/6 with Raid 1. But she gets to flip on 5. What the?
Yep.
You definitely saw a shift. And it just makes you wonder, like, how the designers value the different abilities and mainly the abilities, because I think most of the stat lines are pretty like cookie cutter based off of cost.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's just interesting sometimes.
It's always weird, and we don't, you know, there's plenty of videos, and you and I both done different things chatting about the design. But one thing I will always, or one thing that will come to mind when we talk about set one leaders is that is a completely different team than is the current team now.
Okay, interesting point.
Yeah, so like, you know, if anyone has been playing, like, there are some people still part of the team, but not everyone, especially when we talk about designers. So like one of the big designers who's done a lot of Jeremy Zinquist, he did a lot of Fantasy Flight games, most of the Star Wars stuff. He is a big set designer. He can build a game, like hands down. I'm not trying to say anything negative about Jeremy. He can build an intro to a game, but Jeremy's not the person they keep on for the next set after that, or after that, or after that. I've seen that in other games before. He's like a great game designer, but then you bring in these other people who are building it differently. So I think maybe sometimes that's why we see some of these differences as far as like, why is this set one leader that has a good ability just statted so weirdly compared to the leaders we have now? And I think some of that's just like, it's just a change of design team. It's someone thinking differently in a different scope. When Jeremy built it, he built essentially like, here's the box, here's the sandbox, here's what you should play with. But we've grown from that.
Sure.
You know?
So I think of weirdly statted. The new Leia comes to mind.
Yeah.
That's a very weirdly statted leader.
A very playable leader for so many people.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious to see how she's going to actually pan out in the long run. Because, I mean, she's kind of like... I've always looked at leaders in one of two ways. You have it's either your leader side or it's your unit side. Which one are you trying to build towards? Which one gives you the more value? Obviously, with GI, I cared more about the leader side than I did about the unit side. But with Leia, it's almost like you could just flip her, throw all the experience onto somebody else, let her die, and go right back to the leader side.
Yeah,
Who cares?
Yeah. You're getting that like moment with her. And it's like, it's a great turn.
Yeah.
When she deploys, it's like you're making a significant dent in your opponent's base total. But you don't, you know, like she did her job. Like you can just keep going.
Yeah. So it's definitely one of those interesting things I want to see how it's going to pan out with this next set coming forward. So we know that Snoke sticks around. Han 2, this is the last hurrah.
Oh, and what will it be like here in Portland, Oregon at these large events when we're not seeing the top tables covered in Han Solos?
We'll find a new leader. There will be one that will stand out.
I'm sure there will be. You know, as someone who's just been looking at deck list all day, I'm kind of hoping there's just a little bit more creativity going forward. Not that people aren't creative, but you know, just different leader variety going forward.
As long as the rare bases don't become egregious, I think we'll be fine. And so far, I don't think any of them are in the next set.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a classic play by Han too. Mr. Cheated Grogu.
Oh, you love Grogu.
Yeah. But now, see, this is interesting though, because now this is that play that we were talking about before. You put out the little guy, Sentinel, and you buff him right away. Now he's a Battlefield Marine or a Dark Trooper, or whatever you want to call him.
Now he doesn't have Sentinel yet.
No.
But still a pretty solid choice.
I'm still pretty sure that Grogu is going to transfer that damage over to... Why didn't he just give him the damage? It would have been so easy just to move it. So that keeps the Grogu healthy and capable of further transference. Battlefield Marine? No.
Oh,
wow.
Wow.
That's a great play by Snoke.
It's what you want to see when you have a potential Sentinel unit, is an Entrench, but also a unit you can just build and build on.
Well, now this is the answer to Grogu right here, too.
Yeah.
That's such a good play. And that's, as much as people hate, as much as people hate Entrench, I actually like the versatility of it being an offense or a defensive card.
One of my favorite moments in this game was playing this game for several months online, and then when it came to paper, realizing how Entrench could be played on me, like defensively, and I was just so not prepared for it.
There should be 4 damage on there, so it should be a total of 6 damage now. There we go.
But yeah, the first time someone entrenched one of my units to I couldn't do anything, I was like, oh my goodness, like it makes it this card.
Entrench was one of the reasons why I was running 3 confiscates.
I mean, for the deck that you were playing today, that is definitely a card you do not want to see as entrenched.
Nope. Or condemn. Also, a very bad one against me.
All right, 2 units in play. Carson versus Colin. Still no damage to anyone's life yet.
So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with 6 damage on. So it's got 2. You can't really... Oh, there we go. So you're going to cheat this in to give it damage to itself, which then allows it to transfer 2 damage down to that unit, which is enough to kill it.
What a great card. This is no surprise. This was one of those cards when it was spoiled for Secrets of Power that people knew they were going to play with Han-Tu.
Oh, yeah. It screamed Han-Tu right out the get-go. So that takes care of this nice answer. Unfortunately, he didn't get the Grogu like he wanted. I think that was a great heads-up play by Carson, just throwing the Typho in the way. We are going to... So now, this is something you didn't have to do, and I don't know that he should have. Grogu does not require you to heal both damage off. He could have just healed the one, knowing that it was going into a shield, leaving 1 damage there on the off chance he needed to ping something else away.
Yep. I mean, even if you just use Grogu to swing in this turn to remove the shield.
Well, then you're putting damage on Grogu, and you don't want to do that.
But you have damage to shoot off him to continue to client while only taking 1 shield off.
Potentially, but your opponent can then just claim and then swing into you and kill you.
For 3... You'd have 1 life, right?
Yeah, because you would take 2, and then he powers up, and then he potentially swings for 3.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It would be I'd have to go back and relook at the exact turn sequencing. It might have worked, but I think that his bet was the safer bet.
Second Entrench.
What the? Oh, Lord.
Now, you think Colin mainboards those?
Oh!
Jedi.
Kit Fisto's Aether Sprite gets rid of all the upgrades, including that XP token that was thrown onto the client. Wow. I don't know if that was mainboard or sideboard, but that's some great tech against this here.
Oh, great play. Great play. And now we see Han Solo get deployed. I think you need to at least put a little damage on the client.
No. Yeah. I think Han runs into the client here, and then I think Grogu transfers to finish the client off.
Yeah, I think that has to be the play. That 5 health that the client can give you with that bounty is just, it's not worth leaving him out.
Nope. It was a problem. It's what cost him the game last time, so he knows what he has to do. But now we are getting you're only 4 damage on base at this point in time, and we're getting to 6 resources here. This is the Snoke flip. Now your board is very healthy though, and that's 8 damage in space.
Yeah, Carson's board looks a little bit more solid compared to the last round. But, you know, both these players have a good variety of cards. You know, it's easy to look at these colors and think they're going to play 1 big bomb every turn. But they don't have to. And we've seen Colin really pull back, playing 2 cards a turn. And I'm interested to see what else he's going to do with this Snoke this turn.
So the other really big card that kind of helped Colin last game was Overwhelming Barrage, which we have not seen. I believe we're doing a plot game again. And we are. And we are, in fact, going to be giving a couple officials +1 experience, which would then be the Nuke Gunray and the Snoke himself.
So many experience counters.
You always love it when you see a player go, what's that card? I got to read that. Hang on a second.
You're known for making players read cards.
I am. I love it when they first go, hey, can I read that leader? What does that do?
That's like, you know, you've picked something fun when people have to ask, wait, what's the leader do?
Okie dokie. And we are going to...
ECL Wrecker.
ECL into Wrecker. So that's... He only had 5 attack at the time. I believe Snoke had 8 health, though? Is he a 4/6 or a...
He's a 4/7 when he's deployed.
So he had an experience on him, which would have made him a 5/8? So how did he die if he didn't blow up a resource? Did he blow up a resource?
I assume he must have had to. That would have been my...
Yeah, I think the Poe is the resource blown up. I think
yeah.
the resource blown up is Poe. Because I was just I was trying to count resources. I only see 5 there. So yeah, he had to have discarded a resource, thrown the 5 down, and then ran in. So now, do you sacrifice your Nuke Gunray into the Wrecker so that he can't hit you. Either way, I think this is going to be 8, 9, 10, 11, at least 11 damage to the base coming from Han 2 here. Both space units plus the Han, I'm assuming, is going to the base.
Yeah, some hard decisions here for Colin. Taking out some units or putting a little bit more pressure.
And Carson reminded him that when your leader comes back, it is exhausted. You do not have the ability to use that leader that turn.
How do you feel about Snoke's ability? Cost him 1 action, has to be a villain unit, has to be your strongest unit.
Mm-hmm. Well, compare it to the other experienced leaders that we have. Tarkin has to be Imperial, right? You have, and that one's free, but it has to be Imperial. No, that one costs 1 too.
Cost 1, yes.
Has to be Imperial. So that's not really that any different, but you can go to any Imperial you want. You got the new Leia. Okay, so now we're going to transfer some damage a bit. There we go. Boom, boom. And Newt Gunray was able to give experience to, or sorry, give Sentinel to another official, which is why you see the Sentinel tag on the other, I can't remember the name of that card.
Oh, Masamada.
Oh, that is Masamada, okay.
Masamada.
And then here comes the 8 damage from space.
8 damage, raising Colin up to 16 points of damage on his base, 16-2. Carson's favor, 5 units on his side of the board. So
1 super laser blast.
that's also true.
Anyway, so then you have Leia, also restrictive experience giver, also costs 1. So just kind of depends. I think the 1 resource for 1
token?
Experience token is a justifiable expense, and I just think depending on how you want to build it, that's what you're looking at, right?
Yeah, and I think the 1 feels good. I feel like 1 limitation seems good. It just seems odd that they were just. I wonder how much they played around with Snoke, making it to where it's like we should put another condition. They should be the toughest guy, you know.
I think having it be universally any card you want for 1 is too strong.
Right, but putting a limitation of saying it needs to be villainous or Imperial seems like more than enough, you know? To me, at least. I think the third option of it needing to be the most powerful villain unit feels like too much.
Maul careening into Han 2 and getting a little bit of overwhelm damage to boot. This also prevents damage from being on Han to transfer from Grogu. But this still does not give him an answer in space whatsoever. And here comes another 8 to the face, which is going to put him within a 1-shot lethal range. And I do not see Colin getting out of this one.
No, 27-7.
It's definitely over now.
Yeah, I think we're going to go to game 2. Great job with Carson there. You know, a lot of strong cards. Nothing really new for Han Solo, though.
No. I do love the reintegration of the Guerrilla Attack Pod. It went away for a long time, and people are now bringing that right back into their deck as kind of like a follow-up finisher. If Wrecker don't do it, my Attack Pod will.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Guerrilla Attack Pod was such a great unit to bring in. Honestly, I still feel like the Aggression Heroic in set 1 was some of the better cards, where you see Sabine, Cassian, and the Guerrilla Attack Pod. Just really a lot of cards that do some significant damage, but really make your opponents change the way they play. Oh, sorry. So, you know, so here we are. We're going to get in game 3. Colin versus Carson here. This, again, a long day. Both players playing super well. We'll see what happens. Now, I think both games so far, we've gone to 8 resources each.
No, that was 7.
7?
You didn't have the option for a super laser blast. He was able to get there with just the very next turn after a Wrecker came out. So, the Guerrilla Attack Pod is also like so good if you have like a weenie board to ECL into, because then you don't have to use Han to cheat it into play. If you can ECL it or timely it into play, run into something else, take 5 more damage,
get that grit,
and then you're able to ready, because it comes into play ready, which is the same as long as there's 15 or more damage on the opponent's base,
right,
or your base technically. Then it gets that moniker that the old Fet's Fire Spray used to have, which is that enters ready can happen after the ambush concludes.
I love when you mention cards that I haven't seen at a PQ in a year.
Fetch Fire Spray.
And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that card.
I actually was looking at. I wonder why a Boba yellow deck hasn't been running Fetch Fire Sprays, especially now with like Syntacaz and stuff like that. Because maybe you just wait one more turn, and then you can just, if you don't have Synta, you can put Fetch Fire Spray and then deploy Boba onto Fetch Fire Spray, and now you're swinging for 10, 11 after doing 4 on the same turn. Yeah, it takes 2 actions, but
I love when you bring these like examples of like, how come no one's doing this thing? And I'm just like, where were you and what hour of the night was it where you finally had this realization of like, this is what I want to see?
I told you, I was up till 6 a.m. grinding my deck to finish it. I have a lot of epiphanies in the middle of the night.
I think that's like the award we need to find is who stayed up the latest the night before the peak.
Who got the least amount of sleep and is still here.
And is still here. It's you. It's you.
Oh, okay. This is a spicy ad by Han too. I don't know many people that are playing Admiral Akbar. And that's able to take out that Sentinel, which is going to allow Nemec to get on through to the other side. But he at least has a bonus consolation prize of, hey, I get experience. So now you can't take out my trooper, and my trooper can come into you or into your Akbar.
And there we go. First damage on the base, though.
Now, if you're Snoke, do you go for the Akbar to get away from the heal, or do you go for the base and try to erase?
You can kill the Akbar or not worry about losing your unit and force them to swing into the unit if they want to.
Yeah.
Which I usually like that. And here we are going into game 3. I think as a Snoke player, I'd rather Carson have fewer units on the board.
So my instinct is, since you're a 25 hit point base, I want to hit you in the face. Because then you're also making your opponent have to deal with your big unit that they don't have an answer to. And the 1 heal restore from Akbar is mitigated by just putting 1 more experience on that unit.
Oh, that's completely right. And that's a pressure, you know, that you hope to put on the player. And because, again, yeah, they're coming with a low health base and significant damage. I mean, 4 is a lot on a 25 health base.
So here comes that cheated out Queen Amidala. Oh, are we going to be able to see my Crucible after this? That would be so disgusting.
Now, I haven't had a chance to talk much with Carson today, so I kind of wonder how often he's been able to get the Crucible off and how many units he's been able to hit with it.
Most Han 2 players are only running 1. It's just a spicy little, if I get it, I get it, if I don't, I don't. So it's not something people are like leaning into.
Right.
So only 4 resources, and this is a lot of field to have to muster for 4 resources. So you just swing for 4 here.
And he goes for the spy.
Oh. This creates another spy, which is not only just a buffer for Queen Amidala to take some damage, but it also is ready. And I think that's the biggest difference with Karis Nemec versus other units is the fact that it's a readied spy when he dies versus just, here's a spy.
Right, yeah.
Because the other one that I was looking at was, there's that new unit that's the Occupier. That's a red villainy card.
Yes, yeah.
It's when it dies, you get a spy. It's kind of the same thing as Nemec, only it's not a readied unit.
Right.
So that's their big difference. But that in a Thrawn 4,
yeah,
you get 2 spies now.
You get 2 spies, yeah. Play a Krennic, and it's so easy to put that unit out.
Yep. All right, so we got a swing to the base by Akbar and a heal on that, and then now we have. Is that another Entrench on Mr. Partagaz?
It sure is, and both players just changed life totals from 4 to 3 to 3 to 4.
The beautiful part about that is, since Partagaz has Overwhelm, entrenching Partagaz is just diabolical.
Yeah, that's +3 on a unit that's already difficult to kill. So if he can get more bonuses on him. Ooh, there it is. Wow. Wow.
So he's going to be the spy. So 4 and 1. So he's doing 4 to the Akbar and 1 to the Amidala. And I think what he's hoping for is to get rid of the Akbar and make them sacrifice the spy token.
Yeah, great play there.
That's not what happened. Okay, so now what we're looking at is an overwhelm situation where I can run over the spy token. But now this is a very smart play by Carson. Knowing that that's what the plan of action is, he intentionally runs into the Partagaz so that if you want to choose to run over the Amidala now, guess what? You die in exchange.
Yes, and Amidala is going to absorb a little bit more than the spy would have.
Well, but there's still a big overwhelm because it is only 1 health remaining. And so the Partagaz will die not now, but at the end. So we have 3, 4, 5. So it only takes 4 overwhelm damage.
What do you think? Good trade?
Yes. Oh, you mean from the Partagaz?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Partagaz didn't have anything else it could do. And you've already overwhelming Barrage, you might as well just finish the job.
Finish the job.
And it's almost like it didn't even happen.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like anything changed.
Now, it looked like Carson started to play a space unit and then went, you know what? No, we're not going to do that. We're coming back over here.
Yeah, I think that's a great move. 4 units in the ground arena. Pressure is on. Snoke can deploy this next turn.
I'm feeling like we're about to get crucified by a crucible.
Well, let's see what happens here.
That or he's saving for the Snoke flip into the Wrecker. I mean,
we're about to find out. Here comes Snoke.
Such a tried and true maneuver, but now, this is what I was expecting, but I don't think this is going to do what he wants it to do because spies are just going to run into spies here. Oh, we're using an X-Wing token as a pseudo spy token.
Spy.
Yeah, spies are just going to run into spies, and then you're going to take 8 to the face and probably get your Snoke obliterated by a Wrecker. That's my assumption for the course of action coming up. And
all right, there we go.
Yep, oriented it correctly.
Takes out the spy with this Snoke.
Okay. So now we have to use Han. Not a problem. I think Carson's more than willing to make that sacrifice. Okay.
And the client. We've seen the client every match for Colin. Not this late, but every match.
Yeah, I'm feeling like... does Carson have the answer? I mean, if he's able to wreck her again, that's like 2 out of 3 games he pulled that maneuver off. So, which is a tried and true. That's what ECL does.
Well, 6 resources left. Carson definitely has something he's going to windmill down. It's not the Crucible at this point.
No, because you wouldn't get the value out of the XP, so you wouldn't want to do that. Oh, whoa. And he's letting Amidala go.
A third Amidala. Oh my goodness. We have so many of her, what do you call them? Handmaidens, I guess.
Oh, Delali. Well, let's see.
Wow, 7-7. No real changes here to their bases, but we saw 3 Amidalas already.
I think Carson needs to win a showdown so he can get some first place finalists and stuff of this Amidala, because we've seen an awful lot of her lately.
Yeah. Solid choice. Here we go. I think this is going to be a big turn, and it could be a game-deciding turn.
Crucible. Crucible. If I chant it, can I make it come? If you name it, it will come. Is that what we're doing?
It'll just appear.
I mean, you would pump a lot of damage, and it would be before a Super Laser Blast goes off. Which I don't even know. Maybe the Snoke's not even running Super Laser Blasts. It's hard to imagine Blue-Green Villainy not doing that, though.
I feel like if he is playing it, I don't know. It's you should run 2 if you're going to mainboard it.
Sure.
I have a feeling. I'm feeling Colin doesn't have it,
and we're not going to see Crucible because I think we would have seen the immediate slam first.
Client takes care of one of the spies.
Yup. So we're not using it for health. And I think at this point, Carson is literally just trying to dirtle his way into what is my opponent going to do for me over here. Okay, so this is getting rid of that third Amidala. unless we home won the Amidala back, I believe we are queenless.
It's a sad day.
Yeah, the queen is dead.
All right, is he going to find something good? I see a major.
Partagas isn't great here.
No, I think it was his only
Oh,
option.
no. Looks like you get the 1-drop 228 as well. So we got 2 units out of it.
All right, Carson has nothing but resources available. A leader that is still out that he can use the ability for.
So now we want a lane dodge, I think is what he's trying to go for here. It's like, you've developed far too much. We're going to... Oh. Red 5 with Chewie. Good old Chewie. One of my favorite cards in the game. And we're going to take off the Vader. Only take 5 back. All right.
Then going into the next turn, okay.
So with an immediate claim from Colin, do we just client here? Well, it depends on what your hand is. Like, if you have a no glory only results, that's the first thing you're doing here. If not,
I think I think even with no glory, I mean, it's so much
you
damage.
have to get
so
Chewie.
you
have to get that off the board. So by him not doing that, that to me says he doesn't have it. Which, as a big proponent of Chewie, Bob's your uncle. Now you're going face. I think since he's on red 5, he wants to hold off, try to get that extra ping damage out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think that's a greedy play. I think you just swing here. Because that puts your opponent up to 20 right away.
It's 7-14, game 3, 25 minutes in. Can you afford to be greedy?
25 minutes left.
25 minutes left, yeah.
We're 1-1, right?
1-1. All right, we see the timely intervention flip and a wrecker. Possible
So
Carson's looking for cards to destroy.
He is looking for a card to destroy. So I think he's trying to get Partagas off the board. So that's 5 damage on the Partagas. And then he's running over the 8.
Nice.
So that doesn't kill Partagas. But it does put 5 damage onto his base. What he does is makes it killable by red 5.
Yes.
So there's the greed factor then.
And he's forcing Colin to use the major now.
Yep. And he doesn't have enough to kill Wrecker. So it's a very heads-up play by... Oh, now... Suddenly...
Yeah.
Shouldn't be experience. Should be the temporary ones for that. But there we go. Because now the temporary is there for... this turn. So he's still going to die at the end of the round. So now you're naturally just going to swing him into Wrecker, I think. But I think you client Wrecker first.
Definitely the right move when you're at 25 damage on a 30 health base.
With a 6 swinging unit in space. So unless you can deal with that space unit, which, like I said, I think he would have...
Should have already done it.
Should have already done it. Like, that to me, like, unless he's got, like, a Power of the Dark Side that needs the board to be clear for, I don't think he has the answer in hand.
Carson staying alive or not taking damage for some time means his life puck is going to turn off. So
you have 0 resources available. Whoa. He just attacked with the client here. And then we are going to overwhelming barrage. So that is 6, 7, 8 damage. So we're going to clear out that. Does it clear out? So it should have been 7 and 1, and then a lot of overwhelm as Partagas dies to this. That's what we're looking at here.
Yeah.
They shortcutted a lot of that, but that's what happened here. Because it would have been 7 full onto the ship to kill off that, 1 damage onto the Wrecker, and then 8 damage, so it would have been 5 overwhelm.
14-25. Snoke did clear the board.
Yep.
But we have seen things like the Gorilla Walker that can come in and be a threat.
Yep. And I think the reason why he had to attack with the client, because he needed that extra 2 damage to get both units. Without, he didn't get both. That, or he just didn't overwhelm for as much. Which I think maybe you should have healed there.
I would have gone for the heal. I'd give yourself
yeah.
the room.
I think I would have too. I think I would have just sacrificed the extra 2 damage. It actually probably would have been like 4 damage though, because 2 from the client plus the 2 overwhelm at that point in time. But I still think it's worth it. And 5 is burstable.
Yeah, I think you want to have some breathing room. Yes, Snow can have some answers for single defeat removals events, but he's going to run out. He's going to run out of those options. It's keeping that threat, keeping that pressure on Snoke to force Snoke to just swing into your units and keep your base alive. All right,
So
we see the initiative change.
Yep. Does Carson run Crate Dragons?
I don't know. I believe he should. But I honestly don't know if he had him in this deck. I've seen a lot of Han decks today.
Here comes a Keller and Beck. And I'm thinking we're going to be going, hopefully, for an Obi-Wan Kenobi Sentinel here. That would be, I think, his ideal situation.
Obi-Wan is such a great card from the Legends of the Force set.
Looky who got Obi. Yeah, I think everybody, when we saw this spoiled, went like, holy, what now? And like, most of the time, people hate conditional Sentinels. For whatever reason, Obi-Wan breaks that mold.
Yeah. And maybe it is because he's Obi-Wan.
It might be what the condition is. I think the ability to turn on his Sentinel is actually pretty easy to achieve, and it's not something that has to say, oh, while equipped, where, well, if you remove the equipment, I'm SOL. No, this is just a static, here we go, and it's on. Okay, oh, this is crazy. Emergency powers for 4 on the client.
Wow.
Client then swings in, loses the shield. Kelleran has lethal, but I'm assuming we're going to see a power of the dark side here, because there's 3 resources left.
Yes.
He did not fully commit to that emergency power.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure I've saw the power in Colin's hand. Again, we kind of talked about it earlier. There is some single target defeat events that Colin's going to have available.
Ran 2 into the Kelleran Beck? And then powered.
Okay.
I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Why not run the 2 into the base and just power? I don't understand that right there. Because then that would have been 16 damage, and you have a 6, 7, 8. You would have been representing 1 off of lethal right there. And you could just Snoke the experience to have lethal on board at that point in time.
Yeah, definitely an interesting moment. I don't know if it's just part of if Colin sees something we don't, or kind of we mentioned earlier. Sometimes this is a long day. He just may not have seen it, or just moved too quickly with his decision making.
Potentially, and that Chancellor Palpatine in his hand is an absolute worthless card right now. I mean, the best you're getting out of that is it's an official for Partagaz.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing about the Chancellor. He's great on the plot flip. Unless your leader stuck around, he's abysmal later on. Which makes me wonder, what did he resource instead of that?
Right. I think it's catching up to Colin what the situation he may be in.
Yeah, I think Colin might have just missed his out.
Yeah.
Again, this is eyes from the outside. We don't know. Maybe something's going on that we don't know about, but...
Yeah, these players are in a different location in the building, not too far from us, but we can't hear what they're saying, so we're not sure what other conversations are happening, or
hopefully they can't hear what we're saying.
Yeah, hopefully not. I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Someone would tell us very quickly.
Yes.
And it's been known to happen as we get to those top 8s and things get quieter and quieter as it does.
As the rooms filter out, yes. Okay, so now we have a long pause here, so it looks like Carson's in the tank here. Unless there's a judge call that I can't tell.
There we go. Carson is playing Poe Dameron.
He's resource cheating it out, and then he's putting the... Is he going to pop up, or is he going to stay separate? He's going to stay separate, which I think is the right call.
I think so, too. It's hard to find anything I like more than having a unit that's low cost create another unit.
Right. I wish we had more of it. Efficient ones, I should say.
Efficient ones, yeah. A lot of tough decision making. 17 minutes left in the round.
So the most he can do right here. So if he just puts 6 to base, he puts Carson in check. Carson still has 6 resources, which is enough for that gorilla attack pod.
Yeah, I think that's one thing Carson has working for him is that gorilla attack pod. Unfortunately, he only runs 1 in his deck.
But if you have an answer for the gorilla attack pod, do you just run 6 to base right here?
If I had a targeted defeat event, I would.
Yeah, because then you immediately put him in check. A Poe. That does not answer. So he gave him the opportunity to play this card, which now kills him on the flip side. So it's just as bad as needing to have. So if he has to swing into the Poe here, that's a bad sign. That's a bad sign.
Yeah, not the direction I would have gone. I feel like it just leaves a little bit more in Carson's favor.
Now what are we playing here? Okay, you save room for that. You save room for that.
So you have a Sentinel unit?
You have to have more units than your opponent to have that be a Sentinel. That's the reason why.
Oh.
I think you just run to face right there, and then you play those 2 units. Why go into Poe?
Yeah, you
put your opponent in check in 1 turn. You have to get through this Sentinel. Oh, because he wouldn't. He would have had more units. He wouldn't have had more units. It would have been 3 and 3. That's the reason why he had to do that. That's still rough. That's still very rough.
All right, that is a strong client. I don't think we're going to see any bounties from him.
Oh, okay. So we are teleporting on down from space by spaying the extra 2. We're just circumventing the movements here, taking out that Sentinel. Okay. I think you run into the get him off the board. You're probably going to attack with the X-Wing here if you're Carson, unless you're trying to sneak in a Chewbacca finisher here. Or another pilot. Chewbacca's the only one that's going to give him. Oh no, Luke. Luke could give him the 3 to make it 5. He runs Luke.
I don't think he runs Luke's.
Oh, I was talking to him earlier, and I swore he said he ran Luke's sideboard.
Nope. No Luke sideboards.
Oh, I thought he swore he ran Luke's. So here comes the 2 to the base.
27-14.
This is rough, because now blue leader represents lethal to you. I mean, he already did, but even more so now.
Yeah. What if Carson is holding on to the gorilla attack pod now?
Well, I mean, it's game over. It might just be Carson's like trying to wait it all out.
Yeah, that's.
So you're gonna transfer an experience off. That there. I gotta say, I'm a little perplexed by some of Colin's plays.
I am too, but I didn't make top 8.
That's a good point. Neither did I.
All right, Carson just combing through the discard pile to try to get an idea of what events and units have already been played.
Is there an overwhelming barrage in his hand? Tilt it just a little more. Just a little more. Okay, now there's a Sentinel in the way.
That stuff. I think Colin's holding on to the power.
Well, you needed more work done than that.
All right, and this is always the hard part. As we get into these top 8 matches, I always find, well, 1, the energy's a little bit different. I guess we've been here so long. But 2, it's also kind of, you said, like a lot of the room is kind of emptied out, so it's a lot quieter.
He just claims he's drawing really quickly, and I think that's him just trying to see.
if he has the answer.
Did I draw like an overwhelming barrage or something to clear everything out of here?
Yeah.
But even that, I don't think clears everything out at all. Because right now you have 2 threats that are just game over. Here comes the barrage. No.
Oh, play the play.
No,
play
he's just saying that's game.
Yeah,
there
that's
it is.
Yeah. Yeah, because all he can do is take the Sentinel unit, but he can't block space.
Well, it doesn't even take the Sentinel unit per se, because Plagueis is a edict.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're going to
So-
choose one of your own units that cannot be defeated this phase,
Correct.
and force your opponent to sacrifice a unit of
Their choice. So
yeah.
pretty much the X-Wing goes away here. So, but that's it. That is 2 out of 3 in favor of Carson, making it back into the top 4 for us here at the Guardian Games PQ in Portland, Oregon.
And oh my gosh, what a match. So that is, in the top 8, there's a lot more time. An hour and 15 minutes. And we used an hour and 4.
Yeah, that was a grind fest. And honestly, I didn't expect that much of a grind out of that.
No, not at all. The way these players were moving at the beginning of the match, I thought it was going to go a lot further. Or go a lot quicker, but again, it was still pretty entertaining to watch.
Yeah, I would be curious to hear from Colin as to far as what he was playing around, because I definitely think he missed an opportunity to take that game. I think if he just would have swung out with the client and put his opponent in check and just kind of hope you don't have that guerrilla attack pod, and that's your win. And if they got the guerrilla attack pod, that sucks, but I don't know. I mean, that's just sometimes you gotta make them have it.
Yeah. All right, well, we have a little time before the next match. So let's go ahead and take a quick break and check in with the judges on who's going into the next stream matches.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, we'll be back in just a few minutes. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Keep paying attention, and thank you, Joey, for hopping on.
Did you get there? Alrighty, welcome back to the Guardian Games PQ and Portland, Oregon. We are kind of jumping right into stuff because we were a little behind as we have a Carson on Carson match. We have Han 2 ECO, which you just saw, and then now we are on a Kylo Ren Tarkintown. I'm joined here by Rob, who got top 8 at this event. Congratulations, Rob.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's always fun to hop on with you guys after I scrub out.
Scrub out? No. You made top 8. You did not scrub out anything, sir. So, what were you running today?
I was playing Sabine Data Vault.
Ah,
Blast from the Past. Really bookend the competitive season before rotation with Sabine.
Excellent. So let's see if we can catch up here. So we got 2 damage on base of the, I'm going to call C and B because they're both named Carson. So, or just Han and Kylo or whatever. So Han's got 2 on base with a Grogu in play and a cheated out Poe Dameron. And then now we see a Syndulla coming into play for Kylo. We're going to transfer 2 damage over from the Grogu and pass on to the next turn. You're all cut up.
Yeah. Grogu start for Carson, Caruso on the left there. Both players really just kind of struggling for board control right now, which I think favors Kylo in the end. It's going to be hard to see. The discard pile for Kylo is obviously very important. Bit of a glare there, so we're just going to have to keep track of it as it goes.
That is definitely a Jedi lightsaber as the top card. We do have the Kylo's lightsaber as well, and the yellow plot that allows him to attack right away. Snapshot reflexes in the discard pile from what I saw.
Yeah, key piece for the combo kill here. Both 25 health bases, so we're here for a good time.
Yep. Nimble Prowess is going to go ahead and exhaust Poe Dameron. And that also then gives him, I believe that gives a +1/+1, so now he does threaten to kill the Poe Dameron at the same time now.
Yeah, or the Grogu.
Oh, that's a good point, too, because then you're taking away the transfer of damage off the board.
Nimble Prowess, limited all-star.
Oh, yeah.
Nice to see it have a place here.
Yeah, I've actually seen that quite a little bit in mainly blue villainy decks is where you're seeing that more often than not, like a Gar Saxon and stuff like that.
For sure, yeah, I like it in Gar as well.
Okay, still no Tarkin. Oh, wait. Tarkintown is upside down?
Yeah,
for
Tarkintown
Kylo?
was used on the heroic arc.
There you go. I was
turn
going to
2.
say, usually that's an indicative sign from some players that they have used their card. Okay, so now we are ECLing, I'm assuming here?
No, this is just Shocked-in Wrecker from Han using Han ability.
And then
giving
just
up the
blowing him up?
resource, yeah. We're also giving up Han Flip this turn, but yeah, wanting to keep that Grogu alive.
Sure, that's a good power play and a good heads-up play by Carson C. There's that transfer, which is so important for the Han 2 player.
This is a big board here for Caruso. Even with like the looming Kylo flip, there's not really a lot that a flip from Kylo can do.
Unlike the green version, you don't have like the Craving Powers and the what's the one that captures?
Legal Authority.
Legal Authority, thank you.
Yeah.
You don't have those cards that are going to basically help you clear that board as you do this. So we're going to double Anakin into the Poe because we both have Heroic and Villainy in our discard pile. Attacking and overwhelming over that. He's upside down. There we go. And there's Caruso helping us out with the, this is how you say that we've used this.
And here's the Han flip, the turn late.
And then a claim immediately by Kylo. Now, that late flip Han, I don't think is a bad thing. I think people are so, like, tunnel visioned on I have to flip on the turn that I'm supposed to, and I don't always think that's the correct play.
It certainly worked out there. I mean, anytime you can play a record just straight up and kill a unit.
Yeah.
That'll get also saving your own. I mean, this Grogu has done so much work. It's transferred like 10, 12 points of damage already.
Yep. The Chewbacca just out as a unit, also not bad because against any kind of blue villainy that's power the dark side protection at that point in time.
Absolutely. Chewbacca, pretty unique tech to this Han 2 ECL deck. This is a Caruso original.
Oh, it's my favorite unit in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are getting a Nimble Prowess, which is going to be able to tap something down right away, and a Fallen Lightsaber. We're tapping down the Wrecker. So that is 4 extra health, leaving a 9 health on this Kylo Ren Sentinel unit. Also protecting the Anakin behind. 6 resources are up for Han 2.
And on the Kylo side, I'm assuming this is what Caruso's thinking about. Like on the Kylo side, both attacks go to base. You have a first action lethal next turn with this 9 power Kylo. So there's a lot to consider here.
You also have 3 resources up, and we know we saw the snapshot reflexes, which could have been equipped and allowed for the immediate attack.
Sure.
So it's interesting that he didn't do that, because that means he's saving for something here.
Yeah, it could be. See what we're looking at here.
Okay, so now we're ECLing in Poe, and this is a perfect counter, because if he pitches 1 card, which he does, he gets to get rid of the Fallen Lightsaber, which then removes 3 health for 1 card, and then is able to run him over for the rest of the 6. That's a perfect cleanup.
Yeah, what's the Condemn he was holding back? I wonder if you just want to get the damage in because of the ECL Poe.
Well, the ECL,
threatening.
yeah. I mean, you wouldn't have died to the ECL Poe right there. Well, you could have, but it would have taken
pitch
2 cards.
2 cards, yeah. I mean, more of an investment.
Right.
Just kind of gambling. I mean, you dealt with 1 Poe. Surely they don't have a second. Sith Holocron.
Is that what that was?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is Caruso going base, or is he going to try to soften?
It's possible we get racy here.
I think with 8 damage on your board after you've taken out their Kylo, I think you race now.
You also have the option next turn of just Wrecker killing this Anakin and overwhelming for 1. If now it's overwhelming for.
No, he's killing it.
They're just going to trade up the board. Yeah.
Yeah.
Caruso is left with a Wrecker and Han leader.
Yeah. I mean, that's like, hey, Grogu did his job. Okay, so wow, double Force Lightning, double Condemn. That is not a hand you want to see at this point.
It's very reactive. This Condemn is going to do a little bit of work here to at least, neuter most of the Wrecker. The Wrecker will still get in for 1.
Oh, I was missing that. Okay.
Yeah. You have to be careful with Condemn against this Han 2 ECL deck. They do play just like a lot of natural upgrade removal. So it's not, a safe removal option.
The reload from Caloran.
Sort of, I think.
Oh, there's
Caruso's
a scoop.
tabbed out. Yeah, okay. We're done here.
Yeah.
We've seen enough.
Yeah, instead of looking at his hand, you got only Condemns and Force Lightning.
Yeah, all reactive. You've lost Kylo already. There's like only 2 damage on your opponent's base. It's going to be tough to wrestle that one back.
Right.
We go to sideboarding now. Starting with Caruso on the Han 2 ECL side first. I think we can expect like Kit Fist as Aether Sprite. There's another copy in the sideboard there. That's going to come in. Keller and Beck probably comes in. I think Caruso's going to like the 3rd Chewie. And then on the other side, the other Carson, Beyond D.
I'm only seeing Let's Call It War, really. Maybe the Sham Syndulla.
I don't know what Sham does for you. We're not ramping here.
Exactly, but I mean, he's just a 5/4 body for an early to like kind of contend with some stuff. But yeah, I don't think. I mean, you're not playing like a Han 1 where you're like going to get value out of that.
Yeah, I mean, there's you can anticipate the pilot plan and maybe bring in the constables. You could go for Baroque with the Mahdi combo kill.
Right.
There was, I mean, in that game 1, there was maybe an angle there. If you have a Mahdi out there, maybe you see a way in.
Yeah, it would have required the Sith Holocron for that.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's much in that sideboard you're bringing in.
Depends on how much you want to cut here, and
so what are we looking at?
I think like the Let's Call It War comes in, and maybe the bombing run too. But
I'm actually shocked that I'm only seeing 1 No Glory only results in main, and nothing in the sideboard. So that means he only has 1 answer for a Chewbacca. At that point
so that probably means the constables come in, right? Like
just to get rid of.
I mean, like Force Lightning does it too, right? Like if
that's a good point.
Yeah,
good point. Good point. I think the interesting one for me is the Jedi lightsaber. It's just.
Oh, it's a heroic card for Anakin, and I think you're going to want that double proc for Anakin.
Yeah, but it's a 5 cost to throw it onto.
Sure, you're really just putting it in the yard. I think you rarely ever cast it in Kylo.
Okay.
Yeah. Done it every now and then in like the Data Vault version, but I think in the Tarkin Down version, this Tarkin Down version has evolved since Worlds quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
Had to adapt after the Force Throw ban.
But that's when a good deck can adapt. I mean, you just got to make little tweaks, minor here, minor there, kind of thing. So, I mean, losing Force Throw wasn't a crippling dagger. It was just a speed bump you had to get over.
Yeah, and it's, I mean, like we're hurtling toward rotation too, to see like a year 2 leader or a year 3, like a non-rotating leader continue to have success is nice and gives us something to look forward to. Such a different like way to think about and play the game with this Kylo leader.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Talzins adapting to the meta as well. All right, so we're off to the races with 11 damage on our base that shouldn't be there. So we're both playing a unit. One's the 2/4 Force for villain. I can't remember the name of it. Something Alkalite, and then a Karis Nemec for Han 2.
Yeah, Beyond started with Atreus last time. Caruso had the Grogu draw does not have it here. Looks like Caruso is going to be able to get in somewhere with this Nemec, since Beyondy opted to pitch.
Yep.
And they're trading blows.
Should be 3. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I love that. That's such an addition to Hantu as a
Oh, his card was born for Han too.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. I wonder if this is going to bait out the Tarkin Town again.
No.
Nope, it's going to be a Daring Rain. Okay. Saving Tarkin Town for something like big, like a, shocked in.
Yeah, if you can, it's always what you want to be doing.
Or, the post ECL.
Yep.
Equalizer. Yep.
Okay, here's the Madi combo card. Is
Madi was boarded in. And,
but he resourced it.
Yep.
So why do you put in a card if you're just going to resource it?
Sometimes cards just don't arrive on the time you need them.
Fair.
You need everything else in your hand. And
okay, so another little quick exchange for us over there. Okay.
Also, I mean, Beyondy is putting damage on the base, so it's just like, okay, do I need the combo kill here? If, we're going to enter Kylo flip and,
if you
Caruso's base is already going to get, like, in the double digits.
Yep.
How much damage do you really need, right?
If you can get the snapshot to come to your hand to get in your discard pile to be there for that.
Right.
Yeah. So I think he was racing, but I don't know. I mean, that Amidala with those 2 extra
Amidala
units,
might slow some stuff down now. Yeah.
Or not.
Yep. Fallen Lightsaber, really nice draw here.
Going into the Queen.
Yep, it's going to force a spy token to get sacked.
Well, it could force 2 of them because the Fallen Lightsaber does 1 to everybody, which includes Queen Amidala, which is then 1 trigger, and then the actual damage going into her is another trigger. Or oh no, he went to the base.
Yeah.
Oh no, he went to base. Got it.
Okay. Yep.
I was like, what?
Yep. Still on the same game plan.
Yeah. He's trying to race now. That also keeps the integrity of his shield. So.
True. Yeah, the shield's important. It's protecting you from a lot of different stuff right now. It's going to force a lot of like Poe triggers and baiting out ECL before your Kylo flip to deal with your 2-drop, and then you're going to buy back that Fallen Lightsaber later if you live long enough.
Yeah. Now, if you have Poe, are you ECLing right there?
It really depends on like the rest of the hand.
Because I think the fact that he didn't ECL is kind of a sign that he doesn't have it.
It's like the spy token should be dead, I think.
No, that's the Kara spy token.
Oh,
I didn't see him reveal a card, though, but he might have done it like above or something that we out of.
Yeah.
Because that's why
it's an extra, that's right. Nemec, yep.
But he is cranking some damage here, so... I mean, is this... Do you run the spy to pop the shield and then just sacrifice the Amidala into the... No, because if you... Yeah, you can't really do that, because if you throw the spy, then
Then you're susceptible to a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Tarkin Town.
Tarkin Town now. Yep.
Okay.
Much better use getting the Amidala out of there.
Yep. Now, you haven't done anything for Beyondy, but do you just claim here?
Certainly an option.
You run another 5 to the base, and then now you're not on your flip turn yet.
No, we're still 2 turns away.
Yeah.
It's kind of tough. I think you do have to commit some resources here.
Yeah, I think you do too. If it was the 6 flip or 6 resource, maybe a different story.
Yeah, and the ECL is still looming.
Mm-hmm. I think the trick is if you can put him into check before he gets a chance to ECL. And this is just what makes Kylo so egregious, is that you can just Voltron a little guy. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. We're going to buy all that stuff back later anyway.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here comes that problem. Chewie on a ship.
Chewie's good here. It's going to test the hand. Talked about the answers. Force Lightning, Condemn is good. Could pop the pilot with Constable.
Mm-hmm. Okay, there's your Constable top decked.
Yeah.
Instantly puts the long pike in the bin, or not the bin, the row. All right.
Beyondy, I think you have to lead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you lead into Han or do you preserve your shield? You're
Looks like we're taking out Han. I think you have to because it's going. You're going to go to 23.
yeah, but the fact
Oh.
that he didn't play a Force Lightning also says that he doesn't have anything to do with the Chewie up top.
Okay.
Because now you're going to lose
Is there
your
a
unit.
hotshot blaster in the row? It's kind of the only.
I think his Han should be ready, by the way. Yep. And you're a turn off.
It's 22-23 now.
That's game.
That's it.
Wrapping it up. Just
All right.
couldn't have the answers.
75-minute rounds. We don't need them.
Last round went like 105 minutes. This one goes.
This one very quick.
Done.
Congratulations to Carson Caruso for making it to the finals.
Yeah. Yet another
Han
PQ final
ECL.
for him.
Up from Corvallis for the weekend.
Nice.
Getting it done.
All right, so that's going to conclude the semifinal round for us here against the Kylo and Han 2. So we'll be moving on and be right back with the finals very shortly. Well, potentially. We have to go check in on them and see how their game is going. But as soon as we get that wrapped up, we'll be back. So, Rob, thank you very much for joining me for the semifinals.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Guardian Games PQ in Portland, Oregon. We will be back very shortly.
Hop in. And welcome back for the final round here at the Portland Planetary Qualifier, taking place at Guardian Games here. This has been a long day. My name is D-Rod of Unlimited Power, and I'm joined by Ginger Joey. Joey, welcome. We have had you on multiple times during the day, but I appreciate you hanging out to the final round, which we just made it to. How are you feeling?
Tired but good. So I appreciate you having me on. I always love doing this with you. It's a lot of fun. So, aha, we are tangled up over here. We are looking at Zach Snowden, a PQ winner in the past, and Carson, which we just saw on Han Solo ECO, and it's a Hanception day again today.
Yes, and I'm psyched about this matchup. You know, I have had Zach on here before after his PQ win in Seattle last season, season 0, and I've had Carson. We've talked with him, interviewed him, had a great time. Great local player. Been telling a lot about these guys' journeys, but Zach and Carson, great young players. Great representations of the Northwest. Here we have Northern Washington, Southern Oregon. This is going to be a great matchup. Is it Han versus Han? Sure is, but I'm excited to see Zach and Carson play this match.
I will say this, though. It's Han 1 blue, not 2 blue. Normally you're going to see Han 1 be green. So this is a little bit of the outlier on the Han 1 side.
And all right, so Han 2 versus Han 1, both very different. I'm sure plenty of people have chatted about this. These leaders have been out for a year. Do you think one is better than the other, or they're just so different?
They are same but different.
Same but different. I'm with you.
It's all about resource cheating for either Han, no matter which one you are. The difference being, one is so young and brash that they don't know what they're doing so elegantly, and they cause a lot of stumbly damage to themselves. The other one just slides on in.
That's true. That's true. Okay. Well, looks like both players are getting ready. So let's get this started with a final round intro. And here we go. The best SWU players in Washington play their first ever game. I love that when I saw that in the chat from Noah there. These two players are really good. Again, we've seen them both climb to the top 8s, top 16s before. Yeah, this should be a fun match, or at least this is going to be how two experienced great players pilot these two leaders.
All right, so we're in the resources. I'm trying to see if I can see anything in Zach's hand. I see a hot shot. I see an Emphas Nest. I spy with my little eye. Well, obviously, the hot shot's going to go down if he keeps this. What is he going to do other than that? I mean, Emphas Nest is... That's... I always call Emphas Nest the Avenger for the light side. We are resource cheating out a Cassian.
What an interesting play. I don't think we've seen this at all today with Han 2 players throwing a Cassian out. Usually it's a Grogu.
Anymore, I don't think that's as much the case because you have a lot of the 3/3 units that have now started to develop. So this is basically their version of your Battlefield Marine. So usually Han 2 players are holding on to the Cassians until turn 5. They're not going to put it in the resource row until they're potentially going to pull it from the resource row. Okay, so, and I love this, Zach, putting down a reminder card, hey, you have to discard something here. So all Han 1 players should follow this example.
How do you really feel about this?
The number of people that are just like, go, 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 and it's like, oh, wait, what did I do? Did I forget to do that? So, brilliant. Okay, so Cassian swings, but now is going to get traded into by Ezra. Ezra gets to remain alive, but not for very long.
Wow, this is a quick-paced match here. Han 2 using the ability to play the fighter, which deals damage to a damaged unit, I believe, already?
No, you have to have a damaged unit to do 2 damage to another unit. So it's why it's so good in Han 2, because of the fact that you can bring it in damage and it counts itself, or if you already have somebody damaged, then you can bring it in at full value. So we are just going into okay, so we're using the dice as our shield tokens here.
Zach. He knows what to do.
Yeah, but everybody has their own style.
That's true.
Their own way of doing it.
As long as people on the stream can follow what's happening, I'm good.
And he has the force now because he did attack with Ezra. That's a good reminder token. So we're going straight forward to the base from Carson. So now...
Oh, Kira. Let's see. Wow. I don't like any of those cards that Carson has in hand.
I have a feeling we are going to be calling the Queen Amidala here. And then I think Carson is playing the other Arc and doing damage possibly to get the shield off, because then it allows him to ECL in and take out Kira and discard a card and kill the... well, it looks like Poe is going to be taking the... Oh, no. He's playing Poe. So I'm going to assume...
Two experienced players moving a little faster with conversation than showing us what they're doing.
Yeah. So we don't know what was called from Kira. This is another example of why I think, hey, you do so good with the discard notes.
Yeah.
Can we get a, like, infinity token or some... writing whatever some dry erase token that we can, like, hey, this is what was called here. I mean, that needs to happen in games like this where
wow.
From the row, we're just gonna gun him down, and there goes Poe.
Yeah, playing the Hotshot Blaster from the resource pile on the Secretive Sage allows him, Zach, to keep a unit on board that's pretty strong and remove the threat of Poe Dameron. There we go. Zach has a chance to put some damage on the base. Instead, he decides to use Han Solo's ability.
Well, this gets him up to 6 resources, which allows him to flip, which means he's going to be playing something for 4 or less here. Oh, please tell me the flip side of that discard says discard 2.
I've never pulled one of these discard cards, and now I kind of wish I had, just to use it the way Zach is.
Pulled one?
I've never opened one.
They're not. No, he made that.
No. There's discard cards in the set, in the Secret of Power.
That is not from the game.
I'm pretty sure I've seen cards that say discard on them opened in packs. Am I wrong?
I believe you are. Chat,
Oh, man.
tell us, is he wrong?
Yeah, I
I'm
guess-
pretty sure he's wrong.
I thought isn't it yellow? What's the
No.
card that people get in packs that everyone's just like, what is this? Why'd I get it? And it's just like a throwaway trash card.
It's called an experience token?
No.
I don't know.
You know what? It's a long day, so maybe I am completely wrong, but
The only thing I can think of is that, like, if you're talking about like the spotlight decks that have on the back side of them the whole deck.
no.
No?
There's a card that gets opened almost every set opening. Someone posts like, what is this card? Why did I get this discard card? And it looks like something that the manufacturers should have got rid of.
I don't know what you're talking
Oh
about.
man, I'm just gonna have to wait for the yeah. See, most people are saying it's a filler card. Everyone has Joey. It's you.
Okay, I got to open a pack now because I'm not seeing this.
No, I've never opened one, and you know how much I open, but I see it online all the time. Every set, set.
So
people
you're
open
saying
it.
on the cut sheet,
yeah. On the cut
it's
sheet,
a blank one, so it says discard. Like, don't put this anywhere.
yeah, and it makes it into actual
Oh.
packs.
I didn't know it made it into packs.
Yeah, that's
so-
how people get a hold of it.
Okay. I wonder if that's an official one or if he just literally printed a card and says discard. We're gonna ask him. We're totally asking him.
Now,
Alright,
if he made this and didn't know that existed, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild to me.
Okay, so Kira's gonna trade into Han here, and Carson's just going space heavy over here. So, we're gonna see what's going on here. So far, it looks like Zach is playing kind of like that mid-range, not really going like Gusto 7 drop. He's trying to, like, keep pace. 1-to-1, 1-to-1.
Yeah, and even though Zach has 10 damage on his base, I don't feel like he's really behind. Obviously, he is, but it doesn't really get that impression when you're looking at the units he has on board and the options he can play with.
Yeah, I mean, you also got the fact of, like, he's blue. So Luke's eventually going to hit, and that's going to be some nice restore coming out of him on that. So
A lot of great stuff from chat. A lot of great shout outs to Late Night Gaming, Loopy, Shadow Sung, Space Modulator, and especially a lot of people who acknowledge that, yeah, there are these discard cards, and they've come in different colors. Black, yellow, and foil yellow has been identified.
Needs to be foil. Come on.
All right, Han 1 has been defeated. He has left the field. There's 15 damage on Zach's base, and he has no units left in play, but he has the force.
This is a bit of a tough spot here. See, we see yep, there's an Anakin.
There's the Anakin. No villain card, so it should just be a -3, -3.
Just hitting the space unit, just trying to prevent some more damage from coming in, which totally get that. I don't think Wrecker is going to care about the Anakin here. I think Wrecker's going face.
No, I think you've talked about it a lot over these matches. It's just sometimes you just want to keep that pressure on your opponent's base. And when they're playing bases that have less than 30 health, why not? Right?
Yeah.
Like,
make them respond to you.
There we go. The space lane still open for one of Carson's units. It's 25-0. I'm going to predict Carson's life puck counter turns off here pretty soon.
Because he hasn't done anything to it. And there's no timer on it. That's the other thing that'll save it. Yeah, one card. And so this is the plight of Han 1, though.
Yes.
If you get into a position where you're resourcing so often just to, like, keep up or make tempo, you get hand-starved pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Are we going to see a Cassian from the row to finish him off?
We're going to see something. He's looking in that resource pile. You have the list in front of you.
Oh, yeah, but we've seen one Cassian already hit the bin. I was wondering if he's going to have another one coming out. He does run 2 Cassians.
Okay. Wow, Padme just always fills the board with some fun spy tokens. I love it. Part of me wishes she did make like little handmaiden clones, honestly.
Oh, you could make them. You could just like take the handmaidens out of like the yellow and just write clone or spy or whatever on top of them. Because they are, but they're 2 2s, they're not 0 2s. So
Right, yeah. You'd have to do something fun,
just
but
exit out. Black market. There's no 2 over here. This isn't the 2 you're looking for. So we do have a Sentinel and turret in front of this force of Carson, but he's got lethal just in the space unit alone.
Yeah.
So I don't know what we're doing here, and it looks like we're scooping here is what we're doing.
We are, and Zach knows, experienced player. He's played a lot of Han. I think that was the first event we saw him win was with Han 1 up in the Zulu's Planetary Qualifier, and that was such a fun event.
I played him. I know.
Yeah.
That was my Han 2 versus his Han 1. So.
Yeah, great player, great interview we have here on the channel with Zach. In case you ever just want to know a little bit more about his story and what it's like playing up in Northern Washington, playing with his family, playing with a great group of play testers up there. Zach is definitely one of the most recognizable names you're going to see at a lot of these top events here in the Pacific Northwest.
So now we're in a sideboard mode, and sideboards, what we're looking for is, let's see, with Carson, you're going against blue. You're going against Han 1. 3 modded cohorts, probably don't care about that. That's probably there for your Grogu counterplay. Let's call it war. He doesn't really go wide. He's just trying to bit tempo bigger units on board. Probably not care about that. Sham Samdula, that I see coming in because you got a Han coming into play. You're going to be able to ramp when he ramps.
Yeah, I think you sideboard that in and have 3 copies.
I don't know that you put the Chewbacca in because you also got to worry about potential waylay action going on, and that just kind of puts you way behind. Chewbacca's a great unit, but I don't think he's great against this. Another color and Beck to potentially go wide farther is a consideration. And Kit Fisto's Aether Sprite, I don't know about that one.
You mentioned going wide here is a great solution. Is that something that Han 1 just struggles with? Is wide decks?
I would say yes, because especially in this combination, there's not a whole lot of answers to clear the board if they've gone too wide on you. I mean, you're looking at a yellow-blue combination. He has things like the Hyperspace Disaster in his sideboard. If you're getting a heavy space presence, he might throw those in because, Carson did represent quite a bit of damage coming from the space. So if you can go 5, 6, 7 hyperspace removal by Space Arena, so that's not terrible as well. Spark of the Rebellion maybe comes in to try to snipe a Wrecker out of your hands so that you can't actually ECL into me at that point in time. And then you have your Plo Koons and an Entrench and another Waylay. So I think Zach has a lot he could put in from the sideboard that could actually answer some of these things that are coming down from Han and Carson. I just don't know it's the other way around. I think Carson's just going to mainly throw in the Sham and run it back.
All right. Well, let's talk about something while they're going through this. If people haven't checked out your channel yet, you've been running a lot of Twin Suns games. I have a bit of Twin Suns content about to come out on Monday. What do you have coming up for your channel?
So right now on Holotable Games Network, we've just been getting back into the swing of things from the new year. Took a little bit of a holiday break. Basically, Corey was working, and I had a lot of work I was doing as well. So we are looking at doing. We just had a feature with Julian, who got 5th place. That got posted yesterday. It's a nice little interview with him about his time in sectors in Arizona. I try to have stuff on Sundays. I call it my Sunday Suns. You participated in a couple of those. I want to get back into doing more of those. I do a Tuesday toss-up, which is a random board game whenever I can get together on a Saturday group. It won't be tonight because we're doing this. This is a long day.
You don't want to go and spend 6 hours playing a board game into the morning?
We're usually there till about 2 in the morning. I don't really want to do that and film that today. So, but usually we try to do a little Tuesday toss-up, which is not Star Wars related, because Holotable Games Network is not just a Star Wars channel. It is a multi-purpose channel. And then we try to do a Thursday throwdown, which will be more Star Wars oriented, like a competition at that point. So.
All right, well, I love it. I have a link to your channel in the description below. You can find so much of their content on YouTube, and definitely check out their Twin Suns games so you can see some of the decks that I'll be talking about and that I've been enjoying coming to your table and playing with you, Sam from SWU Neff, Corey, and other local players.
Yeah, it was Jurassic Jeep. Can't remember. Chase, thank you. I was like, wait, I got it on the tip of my tongue. Yeah, no, you guys just a bunch of fun. I mean, Twin Suns, that's what's nice about it, is you can get sweaty with the premiere. Twin Suns is just all that belly gut laughing kind of thing.
Oh, I know, yeah. And if you've watched the channel, you've seen us just kind of be like, I don't know. We get ridiculous about the dumbest cards that hit the board. It's like, what is that? And also, why is it a big threat? And, you know, why don't we ever see it?
Well, you know me. I like to make people read cards. It's like, wait, what does that do?
What I love is some of those moments we've been having of the fun ones of just like, what was the last card someone played where it's like, no one can do anything this turn. Like, everyone exhaust everything now.
Oh, it was Chase played the card that says, as soon as you claim the initiative, everything exhausts.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what?
Those are ridiculous cards that just change out the outcome of everyone's like multi-turns, especially like on deployment where it's just like 5 leaders are going to come out. Never mind.
And it's like, if you think like an outmaneuver in a Premier game is fun, try doing that in a Twin Suns game.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, shenanigans.
All right. Oh, turn 1 Grogu.
Surprise? I'm not.
No, not really. So
there we go. More Grogu.
So as a Han 1 player, if you know you're going to have to deal with this, what are you doing to deal with it? Let's see if looking at his list, I don't think you're going to see on his list the answer that I'm thinking of, which would have been...
We got a waylay.
Well, that'll do it.
Get that baby out of the way.
It's not a great start for Zach, but I think Zach tends to want to go a little bit later than Han 2 does. Han 2 wants to end it pretty quickly. The other answer would have been the 3-mana 4/4 Ambusher. I
think I'd rather have the Ambusher.
Yeah, well, it dies at the end of the turn. So you don't get to keep it, but you get rid of Grogu at the same time. And now he's off the board instead of it just bouncing.
Is that what you want to see for Zach here? You think that's what he like is the ideal situation where you're going to use Han's ability, get a card out of your hand, and make something happen, but you're not going to have anything stick?
No, you didn't develop anything at that point. It's kind of like a next to nothing. It cost you a card just to send one of their cards back to their hand.
Right.
We do see him put the power of the dark side from his resource row into the discard pile, which we now know will turn on the Anakin.
Yes, man. That Anakin sees play in so many decks. No surprise it made its way into Han 2 and Han 1 after Legends of the Force.
Ooh, and this is where Blue Leader gets gross. Han 2 being able to bring that in cheaper. It does take the 2 damage, but when you're attacking into a 2-attack unit, it don't matter much.
And you get stronger.
Yep. So now we're just going to play out a Itinerant Warrior, just as a 4/4 shielded unit. Going to take 4 damage from the Sabine, so that means that we're giving the experience to the Sabine. But this does give the ability for the Zach to run the Itinerant Warrior into the Blue Leader, thus taking it off the board and only losing a shield in the process.
Man, I love Sabine's Masterpiece. I'm glad it's seeing a lot more play. It's so versatile. Just a great card, and I love the Prestige version of it.
Buckle your seats for next set. Because you're going to see a lot more triggers off of that.
Hey, you wait for Twin Suns when we finally get a variety of tokens that actually have different aspect icons.
What?
Yeah, that's what eventually it's going to happen, and I'm going to be ready. Or, just these just the multi-aspect units, I guess, are really going to make it shine.
Okay, Mrs. Queen Amidala. This has got to be his favorite card. We've seen this so many times from Carson already. So definitely one of the most powerful cards that came out of Secrets of Power.
Oh, and one of the best looking prestiges.
Okay, so we are into going for the 5, 6, 7 here. Oh, we got 6 down. Do we flip into it? We've already exhausted, so he can't get thrown into.
Yeah.
Does Carson just run 3 into the Han, prepping for it to go down? He can actually.
So the Masterpiece is going to give him a couple of more options, though.
Yeah.
So red unit and green unit in play means he can put a counter and I think deal 1 damage.
So it does 1 damage to the red unit, and a green or a command unit gives him an experience. So if he pings and gives the experience, it still isn't enough to get him, because he's going to have 1 health left.
Yeah.
So in that regard, I mean, you're buffing the Han to give him health and resiliency here. The other thing he could have done was made a mean queen. But I think he's worried that a Luke comes down and just say, oh, that's something that you could have considered.
Okay.
If you put the experience on the queen, you don't get to the base right now, but now he can't Luke and kill your queen.
There's
like
the Luke.
that.
And it's gone, yeah.
You minus one damage to the base, but you would have saved your queen from being able to be Luked out right there.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Right play by Zach. No surprise there at this level. Here, these guys have been playing all day today. They both traveled to get here. It's a 2 to 3 hour drive for both of them. They both have that drive tonight.
One from the south, one from the north.
One from no one local. But great representation today. Again, the Pacific Northwest has just so many great players, great teams, so many great stores. There's a reason why we always get 3 digits at all these events.
So we're discarding 2. Zach is in a much better position this game, and I think a lot of that has to do with just this Luke right here. Because now you're going to have the Restore plus the threat of 6 coming at you every single turn. You still have a healthy board with the Han and the Itinerant Warrior.
We're seeing ECL. There's the answer. ECL the Wrecker.
So I think, yep, you are just going to blow up Han here and then just sacrifice Wrecker to Luke.
Yeah.
100%. Yep.
It's the right play for Carson. It's what you want to see. You want that Wrecker. He's going to do the job. He wrecks everyone. He gets wrecked. And but it changes the board state.
Yeah, unfortunately now you have this turret gumming you up a little bit. You have a red unit on board, so you do get to ping something. So it does 5, 1 to the base. So we went straight to the base with that.
That's a good move. Zach has to find an answer for the Sabine's masterpiece.
I have a feeling Carson's just going to claim after this.
I think it's the right move.
I would see Zach unless he can clear the Han, he's just going to run into base with the Itinerant Warrior. And just let Turret kind of be there.
Yeah.
Doing the thing. Because you've already seen the ECL Wrecker come out. Which we didn't mark the ECL, but the ECL has been used.
Yeah, I think Carson's in a good position. We know he has the timelies, so he can still put some stuff in without the energy conversion lab.
Okay, there's the 4 to the base.
All right. First points of damage on Carson's base. It's 4 to 17. Carson has already won the first match, and Zach is fighting to keep up.
So again, Han 1 Blue, I think, is in the same predicament as Han 2 Blue in that they just don't have the space units to contend. So if we're looking at it, I mean, Zach himself, looking at their list, Zach only has 3 Millennium Falcons. It's the only space units he has.
Oh no.
So you really don't have ways of dealing with this.
That's very interesting because watching Zach play before, having interviews with him from past PQs that we've covered here on this channel, he does really enjoy a lot of the space units that Han brings to the table. But you're right, Han Blue, no matter which one, that's not a direction they go.
No. Because they're all about trying to get those force units and maximizing all the force value out of it.
Right. And that's a great point because it's not like, it's not like they have bad yellow units to choose from. It's more of they really want to utilize the synergy among all the force units.
Yeah, I almost would have expected the blue what is it?
Mm-hmm.
The new blue something that's the 4/5 ambusher that you ready a unit.
4/5 ship?
Yep. It just came out in Secrets of Power.
I can see it. I just can't think of the name. I'm seeing the art in my mind's eye.
Blue. Anyway, it's a 4/5 ambusher, but it readies their unit. But I could see wanting that maybe in your sideboard, so then that way you can take out another Millennium Falcon across the board. You can take out this Sabine's masterpiece, just some key things, and maybe it's a sideboard bring-in, but that's not on his list. I think he's relying on Entrenches and just this hyperspace disasters to take out stuff. Which, does he have one in his hand? Did I see that?
Zach, it's a Itinerant Warrior and power.
This is not what Zach wants to see.
No, 7 life remaining for Zach.
And you got 8 in space coming at you. Here comes the Itinerant Warrior, I bet. You can't power here as well, because power's 5, and his board is just too wide for power to be effective at this point. Oh, this is interesting. We're putting down the power.
Really want to see what Carson is going to do. It looks like Carson swings to remove the force.
Yep. And now this is why he basically, I think that was a dirtle action by Zach.
Zach, totally.
So that he can just now swing in and get the force back to keep his turret in a good position to potentially not die. But as we see, even the Han right now can just swing in, and whether you use the force or not, you're going to lose your turret. Oh, okay, so that's the other thing. We're going to smuggle in a tech.
And here comes the Itinerant Warrior using that force to bring their health back down to 17. Okay, buying Zach some time. Can Carson continue to put threat into the space arena?
Hey, remember that space unit that I said that Zach needed? He drew it, but I don't think it's good into the board.
I don't think so.
So this is really where you're relying on that tech to kind of like bring something out of that row to really help you go.
There has to be something there. Zach must have something in there he wants to see now.
How many resources are we at? We're going to be at 7 resources. So to get a hyperspace disaster, you would need 9. You can't even get there.
I did see a Luke.
Luke would also cost 9.
9? Oh.
So you need to resource the Falcon. Yep.
Was there an Anakin?
Anakin's in his hand. So is that 8? Yep. So he can. Nope. Yeah. There is Lay. No, you can't do that. Oh, the Overwhelm's going to be there. And since he used the force to heal, he did not have it to reduce that damage. And there goes the tech.
Wow, what a strong move there.
Oh, yeah. I think this is DOA for Zach.
But hey, what a journey. He made it up here. He got essentially second place. If he loses now, this is nothing. Like, this is the type of match like these guys have worked so hard to, and this is such an accomplishment because it's not easy here.
I know this qualifies Carson. Just getting top 8 qualified Carson with 100 points because he had top 8 at
Portland.
And then...
And we saw him get points at the sector, I think.
Well, that's what I'm referring to. So,
Okay.
I think he got sectors he was there, and I think he also then got a different PQ where he got second to Rob.
Yes, at the Portland Red Castle PQ that we did, yep.
So this one should get him the points he needs. I think Zach already qualified this season too. Didn't he win one already, or is he still grinding?
They both have won. They both are making sure they're getting the points. So they both have their entry, I believe.
So you will see both of these players at Worlds again.
Yeah, great players, great representation. Again, love that they're here, meeting in the middle to battle. But yeah, again, great plays by these guys. Awesome longevity, strong creative thinking, critical thinking skills here. This isn't easy to play for 10 hours on top of a travel day.
I don't think this matters. Because Sabine's masterpiece is lethal by itself.
Yes.
So I think what you maybe needed to do there was swing with Yaddle.
For the restore?
For the restore 1, which then would force him to attack one direction or another. Now, Carson attacked the right order, which was Han first. And then you would, if he would have tried to go for lethal ahead of time with the Sabine's masterpiece, then the Han can come down and neuter the other 2 and prevent the loss.
Yeah.
But...
Well, that was a great match. You may have heard the clapping in the background from a lot of the people who've stayed to watch. Teammates, Portland locals, store employees here, as it is 9/11 here in Portland, Oregon. So what a day, what a match. Joey, thanks so much for not just playing today and hopping on content, but just like being a great content creator and staying here late. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you, and I want everyone who's watching and watch this recording know that I've loved doing this next to you, and I'm so glad that you have a channel that I can be on, and that you showcase so much more of what's going on here in Star Wars and the gaming community.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Thank you for having me, and I look forward to doing the next time with you as well.
Awesome. Well, everyone, thanks so much for watching these 2 streams all day. Plenty of games out there, plenty of streams out there. Star Wars Unlimited is taking over tabletop gaming, and I love it. So from SWU City, Portland, Oregon, Guardian Games, my name is D-Rod. This is Ginger Joy. We're going to sign off for the night. Thank you so much, and may the Force be with you.